4 good reasons to get married. Number 1, you fight well. You fight well, so because of that, you want to marry. Good, because a healthy relationship is a relationship with healthy arguments. In a healthy relationship, you argue with each other, by getting to the root of the issue. You're not arguing, to attack one another. That is not why you argue. You argue the root of the issue to solve it, to get at the root so that you can know how you bring solution to it. That is all. It is not attack on the other person. Number 2 reason is you have similar worldview and visions for your future. If you have similar worldview and visions for your future, it is a good reason to marry. So stop and ask yourself this about your relationship. Ask yourself this question: are your lives going in the same direction? And do you share similar values? Or is there friction where it comes to big life decisions? So ask yourself these questions before you go into that marriage. Ask yourself all these questions. Does your career and your lifestyle mesh well with this person? If one of you has to give up on your passion, your career, your dreams, then that marriage will not work. If the man is saying that when I get married to you, you will not work, and you have a career, let's say you have a career in HR, and you have a career in anything, and you love this, you love what you're doing, and your husband tells you when we get married, you're not going to work, you'll be sitting at home and be raising children, you not go work. So you need to look at of all these things. If, for example, you are aspiring actress or an actor, and then you want to move to places like Lagos to live, and then the man love it in the village, it will not work. How will both of you live that way? Or you're an IT person and you have in mind that you want to live abroad, and your husband is a mechanic in Nigeria here, or wouldn't want to even move with you. In fact, even when you discuss with him that CCC your aspiration, you would love to travel out and stay like this and work like this, and he's not giving into that, this is the right time to say no to that kind of relationship, because it will not work. So you have to ask yourself all these questions. Ask yourself these questions before that marriage, because if any one of you should give up on your passion or your career just because you want to stay with the other person, the person is going to be miserable. There will be resentment all around in that marriage. The marriage will not be sweet. If you have issues in things like how to raise children, things like religion, how you handle money issues, if none in your relationship, if these issues are not things you can tackle amicably, are not things you can agree on, do not proceed into marriage. But if you can agree on these things, agree on ways of raising children, agree on religion, agree on money issues, speak about these things freely, as in without anybody getting worked up or getting angry about them, then it is good you get married. Because these are things that will come up in the marriage. You can never stay without them. Raising children will come up. Your beliefs, religious belief will come up. Financial issues will come up. You will surely sit down and talk about these things. These are things that might become even everyday talk. Your expenses every day, what you generate, what the family goals, and so on. And everything in marriage is tied to money, because without money you can't achieve anything. The children need to go to school, is money. If you rented an apartment, you need to pay the place. It is money. Feeding is money. Clothing is money. Health and everything is money. So these are things you need to agree on now in that relationship before you proceed to marriage. Then the third thing is there is a strong friendship that underpins the relationship. This is a fact. In every long-term relationship, romance dwindles. Sexual desires comes and go. There are sometimes you don't even feel it. There are sometimes you just live with your partner and you people don't even have desire for the sex. So do not even think it's all about sex. So do not think it's all about romance. So it will dwindle. It will dwindle for sure. So every long-term relationship will bring this. It will happen for sure. Sexual desires will once in a while or one time it will go, except maybe you start working on it and so on. Life will just happen sometimes. That is what you should know. Life will just happen sometimes. So it's best to have someone you can count on in other ways. You need someone you can count on in other ways. When these things do occur, see, do not marry someone that is only an ideal romantic partner. Because if you marry someone that is only an ideal romantic partner, you will have issues. So when all these things occur, marry someone who is an ideal romantic partner for you and also your friend. This person must be an ideal romantic partner and also your friend. That is the only way you can go through the stress of marriage, the stress of life, and still be together in love, and still be together in good friendship. Because a good friendship, involves accepting each other unconditionally. Accepting each other unconditionally, flaws and otherwise. So that is what a good friendship entails. Accept yourselves, accept your flaws, accept everything unconditionally. So that is what a good friendship entails. The number fourth good reason why you should marry, you see marriage as an exciting option. If you see marriage as an exciting option, then it is a good reason that you marry, not an obligation. If you see marriage as an exciting option and not obligation, then it's a good reason that you marry. Because you don't have to see getting married as something that you have to do for whatever reason. You don't have to see it that way. You don't have to see it that way. Because some people will give you an ultimatum. Imagine that kind of thing. Some people will give you an ultimatum that you marry them or they leave. I remember then when a guy gave me an ultimatum, either I marry him or I leave. I just looked at him and said, that is even the red flag. I've been waiting for red flag, but this is even the biggest red flag. My dear, the biggest red flag in a relationship, giving you an ultimatum that you marry me or you leave. That is the biggest red flag. And if anybody should tell you that as a man or as a woman in that relationship, it is the best time you walk away. Because giving me an ultimatum to marry you shows that there is a problem. I shouldn't marry you because we have stayed in a relationship for 2 years and then I just need to marry you because we have stayed for two years, or I leave. That is a very big red flag, my dear. It's a very big red flag not to marry the person entirely. And it's a red flag for you to leave that relationship. So don't feel like you need to get married because that is what people do. Do not feel that way. Do not feel like you need to marry because everybody is doing it. No. Marry because it is, an exciting option and not obligation. So do not marry out of desperation. Do not marry because everyone is marrying. Do not marry because your mom say your time is going. Do not marry because people say you're not getting younger. Time is no longer by your side, so you need to marry. No, do not do that. That is not an option. Do not marry because you have been in a long time relationship and you feel like you owe them. You owe that to them. No, you're not owing anybody anything because you have been in a relationship for a long time. So you must marry them. No, you're not owing them anything, my dear. You're not owing anybody anything. So do not marry because of that. Marriage or any relationship is something that is created by two people. Yes, it is created by two people. It's a project. It's not an obligation. It is a project. So it is not an obligation. As a project, it can come with a lot of challenges. But it should also be exciting now. It should also be exciting. It comes with a lot of challenges as a project, but it should also be exciting. That at the end, it's worth it. It's worth you both going into it. That is the only way you can now say, yes, I will marry. If you find this video interesting, give me a like, subscribe if you haven't, kindly comment below, share this video to your friends, share it to your family, your communities, and God bless you.